We haven't mentioned it yet, but as I'm sure everyone watching knows, today is Valentine's Day. And while you're thinking of your Valentine, we wanted to share something that London's National Portrait Gallery has for the first time put on international tour. Some of its works depicting love and desire. Special correspondent Jared Bowen of GBH Boston shares these love stories with us for our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
At the Worcester Art Museum, love abounds. Romance is romanticized. This is what love looks like, even what it sounds like.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. And I'm not even an English major. I know that one.
The hand of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, who wrote that sonnet, is cast here in bronze, held by that of her husband, fellow poet Robert Browning.
We have not just the clasping hands. With them, we have the paired portraits of Robert and Elizabeth, both in their separate spheres, both independent minds, but inclining gently towards each other, reflecting their continuous support.
These galleries could also be described as love on the run. The art here represents centuries of some of the greatest holdings in London's National Portrait Gallery. But with the museum temporarily closed as part of a $47 million renovation, they're out on an international tour. It's launched in Worcester, Massachusetts, under the banner Love Stories. Lucy Peltz is the show's curator, speaking to us from London.
Touring shows of some of our absolute cherished highlights and masterpieces that otherwise would rarely go on loan. And it's also been an intellectual project because for the first time, the largest and most important collection of portraits in the world, i.e. the National Portrait Gallery, has considered from the point of view of the role of love and desire.
It's love in the time of the Renaissance, love among the ruins, and everlasting love. Perhaps I'm asking you to play psychologist here, but can you tell me why I and so many others are just so mesmerized by a sleeping David Beckham?
I can tell you why I'm mesmerized by it. He's very beautiful. I might imagine myself lying in bed just contemplating him as I might do my own partner. And so the intimacy and just enjoying that sense of his ease.
Love has many facets and it expresses itself in different ways, and the ways in which people form connection are unique.
Claire Whitner is the Worcester Art Museum's European art curator.
We see very intimate moments and our own interest sort of as a pop culture for the love of celebrities and how do we consume the love of others.
She says John Lennon and Yoko Ono cultivated their love for an eager public, while Audrey Hepburn positioned herself as a muse.
You see this kind of multiplication of her public image in one particular photograph, getting at that point of becoming a public muse, someone that is the projection of mass desire.
Here, love is manufactured and it's messy. Mary Wollstonecraft ran away with the married poet Percy Shelley, finding both love and the inspiration for Frankenstein. Then there's Wallis Simpson and Edward, Duke of Windsor, who renounced the British throne. This is Cecil Beaton's wedding day photograph. So why the long faces? It was taken just as he likely learned she wouldn't receive a royal title. And then there's the love saga of Lady Emma Hamilton, known for dancing nude at private house parties. She was the muse of 18th century portrait painter George Romney. She had numerous affairs with aristocracy, including Charles Greville.
But ultimately, Greville becomes tired of Emma, and he sends her to live with Lord Hamilton, his uncle. He falls in love with her, and they get married. And all is going well until Horatio Nelson shows up and begins this torrid love affair. She bears his child, and Lord Hamilton, rather than separating with Emma, decides that they're just going to all three of them live together in this sort of menage a trois.
And that's not even the love that dare not speak its name. That was Lord Alfred Douglas writing about his affection for Oscar Wilde. A love that landed Wilde in prison, recalls Lucy Peltz.
There's a lovely quotation by Wilde from a letter to a friend after he comes out of prison saying, "The very fact that he's ruined my life makes me love him more."
This being a British show, the fitting finale is the facade of the fairy tale, the ongoing one that has played out within the royal family. But, says Peltz, it's one that implicates us all.
The final section, Love and the Lens, which ends with Harry and Meghan looking absolutely besotted with each other. And what we know evolved. And whatever we may think of their decision, we think back to Diana and the terrible events that befell her as a result of our desire as consumers of images of celebrity life, and especially celebrity romance and celebrity heartache.
Just one of the many love stories you'll find here, for better or for worse. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jared Bowen in Worcester, Massachusetts.
And if you can't get to Worcester, that exhibit will next be at the Baker Museum in Naples, Florida, but you have to wait until early 2023.